Everyone wants an eBay store that runs itself. But here's the truth. Now, most automation software sounds good on paper, but it's horrible in reality. Let me show you guys the tools I actually use that helps me run all 863 of the eBay stores I am dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you don't know, my name is Brandon Jones and I specialize in helping you make an extra income stream. And I am somebody that has been reselling for over 10 years, especially on eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and a little bit on Amazon. Now, I don't talk about things that I don't have experience in, and I also don't talk about things that I haven't seen results with. Now, we're talking about automation. A typical person would think, okay, an automation is where it's just being done without me having to do anything. And this is the case in certain situations, but I do want to make this very clear. When you're looking to automate on eBay, it's important that you understand a software and a real human doing it is two different things. And in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into some tips and tricks that I have for you to consider before you go ahead and download and pay for that monthly subscription, when you could actually get it done by somebody that is actually live, living, and well, and has already granted the results you're looking to get. Let's first talk about, why do resellers actually want to automate? So let's make this very clear. Again, when you're listing, you're shipping, you're creating descriptions, revising, you're sourcing, all of these things are a job in its own. And I think a lot of people don't really look at it that way. We think, well, I'm gonna just list something and it's gonna sell when it sells. Well, that's the difference between a top selling eBay store and a mediocre eBay store. That's the difference between making $100 a week and making $600 to $1,200 immediately. It's a difference, because when you start treating something like a business, you're gonna get the results. When you start actually focusing on the execution and the systems, you're gonna get more results because you are more systematic when you're approaching it. Now, another reason why people want to automate is because of burnout, because obviously when you don't see the results that you want, you do need to keep going steady. You need to keep grinding, you need to keep moving. But a lot of people, what they do is they will slow down. They will at times try and force something to happen, and when it doesn't, they will just back off and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take a breather, take a break, and ultimately quit. And this is all due and starts out with burnout, which can be a negative for all resellers, because again, we all get tired and frustrated, but we can't quit, as when we quit, we are stopping all of the work we've already put in. So then the last one is just basically us looking at the dream. What do you actually want with your eBay store? How do you plan on actually scaling this and taking it off of eBay? Because I'm the first person to say eBay is not a platform you want to sell on forever. No online platform you don't own is where you want to build a sustainable income stream, right? You want to create your income stream and have it on a platform that you actually own, so that you could manipulate it and control it to the way or the position you want. It's all about control and having your asset in your hands, instead of waking up one day and eBay telling you you were banned, right? So it's a difference. Automation helps you grow. Automation helps you focus on other things in your life that you need to focus on. And plus, automation also is going to aid you when it comes to scaling your business. The problem with automation software. Now, I want to be very clear. I've used, in 2020, I started using my own company, right? I started to actually realize a human was better than automation services. But before that, I was somebody that did try automation services for years. I was able to dictate who and where I put my money, obviously, like who did I actually invest in and what services did I actually use. And I can tell you this firsthand, right? They all do the same thing. All they do is auto list and then sometimes do price adjustments. That's it. So I'll give you a really good example currently. So right now I create content and I put content on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. So what I was doing for about a year and a half was I had this scheduler. So it was a calendar and I paid monthly for all of my posts from each platform or to each platform to be distributed. I would pay this service to actually just put out my content. The issue was when my content was being put out, it wasn't really hitting the algorithm the way I wanted it. I didn't understand why until I actually talked to someone and they said, well, you need a human to do it because a human touch is going to be more systematic, believe it or not. Also, the human touch will be able to adjust and tweak things per platform you release your content on. The reason I'm giving you this example is because when it comes to selling online, especially eBay, sometimes when you are pushing out your listings, you want to make a tweak, or you know that the price adjustments need to be made and it wasn't made correctly the first time, or maybe you just are revising before you're publishing. It's always easier to have someone that can think logically to do it for you, because they're always going to have that decision-making process right up to the point of actually posting that product. And that's what I really see when it comes to being able to create and build, is having another perspective has always helped me. Like with eBay Automation. So if you don't know what eBay Automation is, it's a service I have. And this is the service I started using in 2020. I have trained 4 assistants that know and have been with me since the beginning of my stores to start selling on eBay. These 4 people have generated over 6 figures on eBay, not only for themselves, but for the total amount of clients that we have. So in the beginning, I said I have 860 something clients. Well, I do. They're all distributed between 4 assistants, and they work on their eBays weekly, and they help them grow. Now, this service can be found on Hustlertaughtme.com. In the resource tab on the menu, you can get eBay Automation. It costs literally to start out $300 for 2.5 months of them actually listing and shipping products for you. But nevertheless, let's get back into where the benefit of the automation human-wise comes into play rather than just doing a systematic approach. So the problem that we are having is with these 4 assistants, they are able to logically list, alter, and revise, but also source. So these softwares that people are pushing out and telling you to utilize don't source products for you. And the products, let's say they did, that they sourced, would only be products that they would be sourcing for a wide range, thousands of other subscribers as well. So then the whole approach would become saturated. One interesting and unique thing that we do with eBay Automation is we don't list the same product on everybody's eBay. For example, eBay A and eBay B may sell great at different things. So eBay A may sell great headphones, eBay B may sell great chargers. So we would actually mainstream and streamline those exact sectors of the business to each individual eBay account, which helps them not have to interact and compete against each other. And that's our approach, but only a human really can make that approach, because when you are using an automated software, that automated software is designed and programmed to do a feature or to do a task, and sometimes that task can intertwine if they're doing the same similar task or trying to get the same result for you as they are for the person behind you or in front of you. It becomes, to be honest, a conflict of interest. And then that's what we see a lot of people struggling with. And lastly, system glitches. So I remember what made me actually go to having or wanting to outsource to humans with automation. So I made this decision to use this automation software for eBay, and it had a drop shipping feature. So when I went to try and do this, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was listing this product, and this product was being shipped from China to my subscriber. I didn't have to pay for it. The money would come directly out of the consumer's pocket. The consumer would then pay the warehouse in China. China would then go ahead and ship the product, and I would take the leftover profit. So what happened was I ended up getting an eBay ban because the product that was being shipped to my customers was different in quality than pictures. Now, this automation software also imported pictures too, so I didn't really have to do anything. And that really goes to show sometimes the automation software puts you in a position to where you as a brand look bad while the people that's automating on the back end are never seen. I look like somebody selling unauthentic and non-quality products. I look like the one that couldn't be depended on. So I started realizing these automated softwares were getting a bit difficult because I couldn't hold people accountable the way I wanted. And this was a big issue, hurt my brand, and I had to rebuild it back. And it still gives me a really weird feeling to this day. I will never trust a software to protect my brand as much as I would a human that I can hold accountable. What brings me to the main point. How do I actually automate? So I'm going to give you guys a realistic approach, and you guys can do this by yourself, or you can hire somebody like my team to do it, right? So number one, we source products. So again, on Hustlertaughtme.com, on the resource tab in the menu, I have all of my products. Now, of course, you could pay $87 a month, get the mentorship with me, and you can get automation if you would like. But if you just want automation, you can pay a flat $300 and get 2.5 months of service. Now, they will list products for you, ship products for you, and of course, provide the products for you. And that brings me to how I automate. Number one is sourcing products. Now, the beautiful thing about sourcing products is when you're a reseller, you want to find products that are going to be high quality, trending, supply and demand, and also easy to get, right? We have all of our products in the United States of America. We have all of our products in our reach, in our grasp. We don't have to wait for them to come in stock. This is a consistent conveyor belt of products that come in daily. This is making it easy for us to source. So the way we source is we get tips from other distributors that we work with. Hey, this is selling really well. You should hop on this trend. We test it out. It sells, it succeeds. We keep selling it. See, the win for us is that the distributors want to sell us products. Therefore, they send us signals of products that are already selling or going to sell, or that they see the trend picking up for, because they have millions of clients as well. And we order and keep ordering, and they have a reliable customer. Same thing when it comes to sourcing. We will literally buy these products from these distributors, put it up on your eBay, and watch them sell. Next, we ship for you. So once a product is done being listed and promoted, it starts to sell. It takes around maybe anywhere between 3 to 24 hours for you to get your first sale with eBay automation. Once you get your first sale, we then go take that product we see that sale with, and we go and ship it out. USPS comes to the warehouse, picks the package up, and then boom. We have to do no more when it comes to shipping. Now, how does this help you? Obviously, guys, when you're making a bunch of orders, it becomes really redundant and annoying to keep having to go to the post office. So we do it for you. Now, lastly, revising products. So when you go in and you're trying to sell and keep making money, you have to understand that sometimes you got to start at a lower price point than what you actually want to start with. So if I wanted to sell, let's say, some AirPod Gen 2 clones, right? Maybe I don't want to sell these for $30. Maybe I want to sell for $90, right? So I might have to start though at $40. And that's okay, because then I'm going to revise as I sell to put the price $5 higher each time I sell 5 of the headphones. This is a benefit because we now can see the systematic approach working and see, okay, so people are loving it at the $60 price point. So let's keep it there instead of going all the way up to $90. It's all about understanding that revising is not just about changing a listing, but it's also about reading the signals that customers are telling us about or trying to convey to us so that we can make sure we're always adapting to grant the results that we need. Now, this is really a great type of system, because not only do we see results, we see long-lasting stability within the community, right? Within your business and your page, whether it's eBay, Macari, but let's just stick for eBay right now. You'll see that even after eBay automation, you're still getting consistent sales and being able to run your store, because the store wasn't built based upon the products, but instead based upon the business, brand, and the system. So those are the automated tips that I use and the way that I actually utilize my own assistants, because remember, there's 4. is they ship the products for me, they source the products for me, and of course they revise the products for me, because again, revision is important. Now, if you want this exact automation system and also service, go to hustlertaughtme.com, go to the resource tab and click eBay automation, and you'll be able to actually hire your first assistant. The way it works is you literally go ahead, pay your $300. You will be emailed an email with a calendar link with me. So you'll be able to have your first phone call with me. I'm going to ask you about your business, what you expect from eBay automation. We're going to write down some goals. I'm then going to take that piece of paper from me in your meeting. I'm going to go and speak to all of the assistants, all 4, and see which one wants to actually push your business. And the reason I do this is because everybody has a different why and a different reason they do it. And I want to make sure that I am very careful with everyone, because you may require a bunch of attention when it comes to trying to learn how to do this for yourself. So I want to make sure I pair you with an assistant that is an expert teacher instead of just someone that is systematic, right? So I actually care so much that when you join the service, I have a call with you to understand your plan, understand your goals, and pair you with the correct assistant that can actually help you. We start within the first 24 hours for you to be able to maximize your income and, of course, make money into profit. All right, guys. So thank you so much. Go to hustlertaughtme.com and go get eBay automation. If you guys need any help, never hesitate to ask me any questions below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.